Good evening and welcome back to the Celtic Way. It's here, it's arrived, the Champions League. And just over an hour's time, Celtic will kick off their Champions League phase against Slovan Bratislava. So welcome to Celtic versus Slovan Bratislava lineup reaction. And as you can see from that team on there, Hatate starts with Engels as Bernardo remains benched. I'm Tony Hatate at Hatate10 on the X and Twitter handle. And I'm joined by Ryan McGinley at the Ryan McGinley, who's somewhere outside Celtic Park in his car as we speak. Excuse me. Ryan, we both got 10 because we felt that Hatate might be the one to lose out. He doesn't lose out, but we were at pains to stress that we weren't perturbed if he did play. Hatate just felt that he might edge towards Bernardo. Bernardo must think, what's he done wrong, Ryan? Not much wrong, has he? But
he's literally played international football, and that's the reason why he's fell out of the team. Between that and the fact that Celtic have went and signed a Belgian international, not an under-21 international. But I'm not slagging Paulo Bernardo for a second, but Engels is a fully fledged Belgian international. You do not spend £11 million on a player for him to sit on the bench on Champions League nights. I love that he's in that team, and I'm happy that Hatate's in there as well. Everybody knows on this podcast that I'm a massive supporter of Hatate in the Celtic midfield. I just felt like Bernardo would have brought something to the game. He can still do that in the second half, but strong team. Most positions pick themselves, so they speak for themselves, which is brilliant to see. And I'm just looking forward to getting into this game and really seeing how Celtic adopt the favourites tag tonight. The odds that are going about are incredible. I think you've got 12-1 for Slovan Bratislava to win this game tonight. You sometimes get worse odds with Scottish games, but I don't think it will be like that. I think it'll be a tight game. At least the start of it will be tight, and Celtic just need to get the better of their opponents tonight. 3 points is a must, but I'm really looking forward to tonight's events.
Get your scoreline predictions coming in, guys, in the comment section. Yeah, Hatate's in the lineup, Ryan. Listen, we all love Hatate. We think he's a extremely talented and gifted footballer. Just needs all hands to the pump tonight. We need the guys that have played Champions League football before to bring the knowledge and that they've learned in the past campaigns, not make the same mistakes, and really have a crack at it with this team. Strong team, as you say, Ryan. Bernardo can come on and affect the game if need be. They've got Adam Ida on the bench that can come on and affect the game. Luke McCowan can do the same. So it's I'm delighted with that. You want to read out the substitutes, Ryan? You've got them to.
I will, yes. Of course, it's a bigger bench because European, the Champions League, European football in general, just have bigger benches, or there's more slots available. So the subs for tonight's game are Sinisalo, Trusty, Palma, Ida, Baye, Yang, McCowan, Nawrowski, Bernardo, Forrest, Ralston and Welsh. Quite an interesting one, Tony. It's the first squad that Mike Nawrowski has made since, I believe, Ayr United in the first game of pre-season. So I was wondering if he was injured, and that was the reason why he wasn't getting on the bench. It must just be tactical. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, but he's there. He's on the bench. He's there to make a difference if required in the game. So it's good to see him back. It's good to see that he's still there, kicking about at the club and vying for a place. But really strong bench. There's a lot of changes that Celtic can make, particularly in the second half, to make things happen. You've got Ida on the bench that's desperate to get his first goal. Was so unlucky that his goal didn't count on Saturday against Hearts, so he'll be looking to go one better and get a goal that's onside, or was onside in the lead up rather. But yeah, there's options now for Celtic on that bench. That wasn't necessarily the case last season, but now there's strength and depth and options if they need to be required and called upon later on in the game, or if an injury comes, they won't be hamstrung. At least maybe not literally in that sense.
180 people joining us, guys. Thanks for your company. Really appreciate it. Can't wait for tonight. I think everybody, this is going to be a long hour as we wait Celtic's first Champions League phase game. But yeah, I think Celtic have that weight of expectation, Ryan. They have that pressure as being the bookies' overwhelming favourites for this one. They need to live up to that price tag. Okay, Ryan, where's the game won and lost?
The game is won and lost in midfield for me. I think that's Celtic's strongest areas. Midfield and out wide. Kyogo does his own thing. If you give him service, he's going to score goals. But in order to get that service, he's going to have to look on his midfielders and the overlapping fullbacks. You've got one overlapping fullback in Johnston, rather, and you've got another that goes in the middle, and Greg Taylor that overflows the midfield. So I think that middle area is where the game is going to be won and lost, but for both Celtic and Slovan Bratislava. If you win that midfield battle, you win the whole game. Tonight is the sort of game that I want Arne Engels to really announce himself as a Celtic player. He had that man of the match performance against Hearts on Saturday. I'm looking for him to build upon that, maybe get a goal from open play, make things happen, get an assist. You know, that chance that he had early doors against Hearts where he hit the post. I want to see those shots go in. Hopefully he's got his target practice sorted. He didn't have any problems with that penalty later on in the game. If he gets that sort of chance again, I want to see him bury it. But it's a big night for Hatate as well. With Engels and McGregor, we know that defensive work. But with Hatate, he's given a wee bit more of a midfield freedom. I think that's maybe the reason why Brendan Rodgers has picked him tonight. I think in other games he'll pick Bernardo for his defensive work. But Rodgers must see that there's attacking to be done tonight. And that's the reason why the creativity and the spark will come from Hatate in the middle of the park. I'm just hoping that he can really show the Hatate we've seen more often than not at the start of this season. I want to see the good Hatate come through, because you know when he's on his game, there's nobody that can really stop him. He was giving Real Madrid problems 2 years ago with his style and his style of play. So I want to see him cause havoc against Slovan Bratislava tonight.
Yeah, can't be erratic for me, Ryan. You know, the manager's trusted him with a mission of great importance in this one, and it really is. We said this morning on the morning briefing that this is a must-win game for Celtic, and it is. He cannot be giving the ball away cheaply. Just cannot afford to do that at any time during this game. And I know he plays the riskier passes, and I know he's got an eye for a passer forward, a quality forward pass. I get all that, but just can't afford to be lapsing into old Hatate habits, that's all. But we all know he's an incredibly gifted and talented player, and he can, thread the camel through the eye of a needle at times with his passing. So I want that Hatate. I said that this morning, that's the Hatate I want to play tonight. So yeah, lots of comments coming in, Ryan, and scoreline predictions. So I'm going to read a few out, okie. And there's confidence among the ranks. So here we go. I've starred a few of them. So Aero 250 straight in, 2-0 Celtic. Arthur Higgins, 3-0 the tick. He's saying Hazel Finn, regular contributor. Hi Hazel, how you doing? 3-0. Daniel F, another regular contributor. Bernardo was one of the best players in Europe last season. She finds that a bizarre selection by Brendan Rodgers. Time will tell. Hatate to have a Real Madrid performance is Aero 250. Daniel harsh and Bernardo. Hatate's been extremely poor lately. Well, we'll find out in the Aero 250 scene. Here's hoping that Hatate's at his best tonight. Jackie Dillon saying if Hatate's having a bad game, they can take him off and Bernardo will be ready. 3-0 tonight, she's saying. Mark Fairfield saying 5-1 to the Celtic, a statement win. Hazel Finn said, it wouldn't surprise me if Hatate scores. You just can't tell what he'll do exactly. It wouldn't surprise me either.
He's in the team.
Yeah, Aaron McKeon saying 3-0 win for Celtic. Aero 250 back in saying he's happy with Engels, and he's played at a higher domestic level and cost Celtic 11 million. Time to see what this lad can do. You were mentioning that earlier. Yeah, this is his stage. Go and do it. 3-1 Celt 88. She's saying Amanda White saying she's so pleased that Hatate plays on his games, the best player on the team by miles. She says to us both. And PJ McCann 29 says 2-0 Kyogo and Engels. He's saying that he's going to score, but he worries about Scales and Taylor together in Europe, but he reckons he'll be fine for this one. And Craig Rankin saying Celtic, he's feeling really confident the scene is set. It most certainly is.
Yeah, I'm really excited for tonight. I'm excited to even just walk to Celtic Park and really sample that atmosphere. I can see loads of people. I'm parked about 10-15 minutes away from the stadium, so I've seen a lot of Celtic fans walk past. Everybody's in their colours, people wearing their scarves. I think people are in a really buoyant mood at the moment with Celtic, with everything that's going on. They've been sufficiently backed. There's no awkwardness anymore with the manager being at the helm. I think everybody's delighted that Brendan Rodgers is the man that's leading the club forward into this new European era for Celtic. The results have been good to start the season. It's been the start of a good week, you would hope, in terms of 3 wins on the trot. That is the aim. It's got to be the aim to ensure inroads in 3 different competitions. You've already started that with the win against Hearts, which was good. Not the best performance, but they got the job done, and that's the main thing at this point in the season. Now, tonight, it's all about making your good first step in the Champions League. Hamish was talking about the supercomputer at work, and what teams will statistically need to get through the playoffs. Statistically, you'll need about 10 points. To get 3 of them tonight would be absolutely ideal. You've got to make the home games a fortress. Anything that you get away from home in this competition, apart from maybe your games against Zagreb, that's got to be a game that's highlighted as a potential one that Celtic could win away from home. But in terms of our home games, I'm looking for results in every single one of them. They're going to be your bread and butter. You're going to have to make this place a fortress. Once again, we've talked about how it's become a bit of a tourist attraction, Celtic Park. Brendan Rodgers, before the Hearts game, said we need to make this place like hell. It needs to be hell on earth, and in the Champions League as well. I want the players to not be smiling when they hear the Celtic fans roar with the anthem. I want them to be absolutely terrified of what they're coming into. That's got to be the aim tonight. And I think Celtic now finally have a squad that will be able to do that and be able to really put the fear into Slovan Bratislava tonight. Start quick, get the early goal, and the place will be absolutely bouncing.
It's the elite level of club football, Ryan. Celtic have to show why they're a big club and why they're in amongst the big boys, and it starts tonight. As I've said before, that new mindset for the new format has to be a new Celtic. What's gone before,
absolutely,
it's gone, done and dusted. Champions League, call it what you like, group stage record. We're entering a new, as I said before, that recalibration of Celtic. So a new Celtic for me, and it starts tonight. Peter Murphy, good evening, Ryan and Ants for Gibraltar. That's my old school friend. He's calling me Ants. That's how I can tell how long someone's known me. You can see a 3-1 win for the Hoops. Cheers, Peter. I hope you're well, fella. In Gibraltar. Chris Murray, 2-0 Celtic. Hopefully keep a clean sheet in the first Champions League game. That'd be great. Be great for Casper Schmeichel as well. Sam Haynes, Scott saying Hatate will perform tonight. Stanley Sinclair saying 2-0. The Hoops, come on, you boys in green. Marquis saying it's a strong team either way. No excuses. Daniel F saying 3-1 Celtic, but the Slovan Bratislava will target the left side of defence. And Amanda White wanting my thoughts on this, Ryan. She's a bit disappointed that Valle and Trusty aren't starting. This would have been the ideal game for them. What's our opinions on that?
I think they'll play at the weekend. I think they'll both play against Falkirk at the weekend, but now is not the time to throw these new guys into the cauldron of European football. I don't think they're ready yet. If they were ready, they would be in the starting lineup already. Brendan Rodgers was talking about the fact that Bailly, I think it was at the weekend after the game actually, saying that Bailly still needs to understand what it means to play as a left back, because it's not just a left back in this team. They're playing inverted, so you're basically a midfielder as well. So he's got a lot to learn in that. Austin Trusty, £6 million has been brought in. He's match fit. But Liam Scales, you can't drop him at the moment. He's the man with the yellow jersey, or the green and white jersey, as is the case tonight. He will stay where he's at. And it's up to Austin Trusty when he gets that chance against Falkirk to show that he is better than Liam Scales. As much as we expect him to come in with for £6 million, you would expect Trusty to come in sooner rather than later and really take that position as his own. But for now, I just think it would cause more problems if you take Scales out. Everybody knows how to play with Scales. He's played the last X amount of games in the team, so there's that stability and there's that familiarity in the team. To all of a sudden throw that away in the Champions League, where you need everybody to be together, would be, I just don't think it would be the right decision. So I'm perfectly fine with a lot of these positions being spoken for already.
Continuity, I think it's called, Ryan. We shall see.
That's it.
Paul Byrne feels angry for Bernardo. Yeah, but it's up to Bernardo when he gets a chance. If he gets a chance to come on to impact the game, and I'm sure he will at some point. Stephen Stewart, let's dish out a scalping. That would be nice. Paul Byrne comes back in with said scalping. 4-0. He's saying for Celtic, and Amanda White back saying Maida first goal and 4-0 as well. Lots of confident people here, Ryan, and Amanda White saying thanks guys for explaining that. Appreciate it.
We can get Slovan Bratislava fans in here as well. Daniel Gomez. I know that Cesar Blackman is a player for Slovan Bratislava. So we've got the opposition in here in the comments as well. All are welcome. Looking forward to the game tonight. But
he's said he's Panamanian. I hope you enjoy it. the spectacle. If you're supporting Slovan Bratislava, I don't hope you enjoy it too much, but hope you're enjoying the podcast and enjoying the pre-match show. Lots of people joining us as well.
I believe Blackman is from Panama, so
sorry?
that'll be one of the reasons.
Ah,
That'll be one of the reasons why they're
yeah.
watching. It's kind of like how Luis Palma's fans, these Honduran fans.
Good well, he's very
tune
welcome. Yeah, you're very welcome, Daniel. And come back on the aftermatch show, win, lose or draw, and give us your thoughts. Would appreciate that. And Aero 250 saying he agrees with you, Ryan. It's too early to throw these guys in. It certainly is. And to be fair, the likes of Liam Scales hasn't really put a foot wrong this season, has he? But Austin Trusty and Vi might get their chances, you see, against Falkirk. So there you go. Eileen Feeks coming in. She's saying 2-0. Evening, Eileen, another regular contributor. Michael Ross, just a simple message, Ryan. One of hoops. He's saying one of hoops. Right, go. And Stuart Grierson saying 2-0 Celtic. Kyogo and Hatate. He's taking confidence is high. And Michael Ross also saying that it's a winning team that Brendan Rodgers is fielded. So there you go. And Chris Murray saying, do you think Maida and Kuhn will run amok as their defence isn't fast? Tony Ryan, I'm always very sceptical when people tell you that players aren't this and they aren't that and they're old and their bones are creaking and these guys should run right. I'm always very wary of buying into this kind of stuff, Chris. But listen, if there's any sign of weakness in that Slovan Bratislava defence, then you'd like to think that Maida and Kuhn are the guys to take advantage of that and will take advantage of that. You know, it's like everything else. It's famous last words, isn't it? You know, pepper the goalkeeper because he's rotting at crosses, he's this, that, and the next thing he ends up having a stormer. You know, you've seen it so many times when people tell you about certain players. You judge it when you see it, don't you, Ryan, basically? And if they have an ageing back line, then if Celtic can exploit any weakness, then of course we have players that are capable of doing that. But, you know, when people talk about, you know, ageing players, I always think that it's experienced players as well. You know, they've been around the block, they've done a bit. And so, don't know too much about Slovan Bratislava. I don't read too much into anything that people are saying about them. It's all background noise. You know, they get cuffed 5-0 a couple of weeks ago, I believe. And as I say, I still, it's all about what Celtic do for me, Ryan. This is set up so nicely for Celtic to get this Champions League phase off to a flyer and also make a wee bit of history in the process because they've never won their opening game of the Champions League group phase, and now they're entering in the Champions League phase. So what a way to kind of announce your arrival back in that kind of scene with a win in match day one, Ryan. It'd be great.
Yeah, records are there to be broken, and it's the same for unwanted records, and it is an unwanted record that Celtic have. I remember they got a draw in their first Champions League game against Benfica, I believe. If it was nothing each or something, in one of the very first. That was about 10 or so years ago, and that was seen as a pretty good result given the way that Benfica were on that night. But what an opportunity tonight! It could have very easily have been Dortmund away or Atalanta away. Slovan Bratislava, that was the one that we'd all circled as being that potential game to win. If you on paper at least, the game that Celtic would be going in as favourites, maybe young boys as well, especially the way they played last night against a good Aston Villa team. They're there to be got at. But Slovan Bratislava, it's on paper, and games aren't played on paper, but on paper it's the easiest game for Celtic. It's at home. It's the start of a new revamped format. It's Celtic Park. It's 60,000 fans. It's going to be one hell of an atmosphere this evening. Everything's in Celtic's favour up until getting onto that pitch. It's all about them then controlling the controllables and making sure that they get that win tonight. Get the 3 points on the board. Put yourself in a really good position. Then you can go to Dortmund and Bergamo with a little bit of confidence that you can maybe take something off of these teams. They're difficult teams, but I don't want them to take their eye off the ball tonight. It's all about Slovan Bratislava. Do your basics, do everything correctly, play your own game. Don't allow the occasion to get the better of you, and just show us what you've been shown as, you know, against Rangers, against Hibs, twice against St Mirren. They play that level of football. I think they should be fine tonight, but can't let the occasion get the better of them. But at the same time, I hope that they do get drove on thanks to the occasion and really feed off of the crowd. The crowd will be there for them on the pitch. They need to just answer and respond accordingly.
Craig Rankin saying McGregor has to set the tempo, and he also comes back in and he said something else. Where is it? Can't find it. Sorry. Marquis is saying measure your passes, find your man, pick your spot.
It's the basics.
Of course. And I don't remember saying this, Ryan, but Chris D's digging me up. I'm sure I said off to a flyer, but he says off to a flyer. He's laughing. I'll need to check the I need to check the playback on that.
Go through VAR on that one, Tony, for you.
Yeah, I think it has to go. It has to go for a check. Indeed, I'm sure I said flyer. If I said flyer, then at least I gave you a good laugh. I mean, don't take myself that serious. No, there you go. Thanks for putting. They don't miss anything, do they? They don't miss anything.
No. And do you know what? At least the guys are listening. At least everybody's listening to what we've got to say, and we do appreciate that.
Yeah, Jackie Dillon saying enjoy the game, boys, and everyone else too. Indeed, Jackie. Yeah, that did make me laugh though. John Milan saying, here we go, boys. Went 4-0 versus Hearts, so 2-0 prediction for Celtic tonight. Michael Ross saying it's a must win, no excuses. Chris D saying check the tape. Check the tape. I will. I'm not disputing you. I thought I said flyer. I said flyer, so be it. There you go. There you go. But and Hazel Finn saying hopefully Celtic will be quicker up the park on Saturday. Yeah, I just think this is just all the ingredients here, Ryan, for a wonderful night are set up. AGSC Tech coming in saying Celtic bench is very strong. That gives him real confidence. Gives a lot of us real confidence. But it could be one of those special nights, Ryan. Here's hoping it is. And Marquis coming back in and saying the team should be brimming with confidence given the start to the season they've had and their pre-season. Correct. And I think the manager was making that point yesterday. And Ian Roy, it's all very well saying basics, but when your heartbeat is 180 plus, then it's not so easy. Well, Ian, players are going to have to cope with that pressure. Of course, it's a cauldron, and of course your heart races and the supporters will be the same. But listen, it's a pressure we want. We embrace the pressure. We want that, Ryan. We want to be at this elite club level playing our football. And I just don't like the thought that people are saying that this is one of the easier games. There's just not an easy game at this level. Celtic have 8 difficult matches, but you can make it easier on yourself by winning the first one.
That's a good way of saying it. Yeah, you can make it a lot easier by winning the first game and really putting yourself off to a flyer. A flyer.
Yes, right. Yeah, not a flyer.
It's not an air fryer. A flyer. Yeah, you do make it easier for yourself if you win that first game because it automatically puts you in a positive mindset going into the remaining 7 games. You know, you've got a difficult double header, as we've spoke about already, against Dortmund and Atalanta, respectively. But you go into those games with confidence if you win the first game because all of a sudden teams are then looking up at Celtic rather than down on them and thinking, oh, that'll be an easy 3 points. You want Celtic to be the bogey team, both at home and away from home. So if they can do that, get the first win on the board, break that duck, make it 2 wins in a row in the Champions League as well, because you've got to remember they're coming into this game having won the last time out against Feyenoord, so they'll be feeling the positives of that. A lot of the players that are playing tonight will have played in that last game as well, so you know they'll be feeding off the confidence of that. If they can do that and do their basics and make sure that they win the tie or win the contest on the night, then I think everybody will be quite happy. But it's just going to be one absolutely brilliant atmosphere. Can't wait to soak it up and really and then broadcast that to everybody else, because I'll be doing my best to get all of that on the social medias tonight on the Celtic Way. If you want to keep an eye out, check out the Celtic Way Twitter page or X page, and I'll be bringing you all of the stuff, the walk-on, the Champions League anthem, everything in between. It's going to be one great night, and I'm just looking forward to being a part of it.
Zadok's the Priest, the Champions League anthem for your information, Ryan. That's what it's called. There you go. You'll know that. Get that Mars bar and batter and check the fryer, says Concert. Lots of comments coming in about that. A Freudian slip of the tongue yet. Need to be clinical tonight, says Aero 250, separates a good side from the great, and Hercules ain't no small fries at this level, Ryan. See what he did there? Like that.
Yeah.
And Consult coming in saying, anyone want fries with this? Yeah, indeed. Hey, I'll check the tape back, but hey, it's I'm getting good old nature banter with it, Ryan. I quite like that.
That's it. Will we go into personal predictions, Tony? Just because I'm hesitant that
sure,
I'll need to be getting all these videos for the in the crowd, and I believe that they'll happen before 8 o'clock. So just to be in position.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tony, I'm going to go first with you.
All right. Am I going first?
I'm laying down the gauntlet to you, Tony.
Okay. I'm going to say 3-0 Celtic. There you go.
I'm going to join you on that notion. I think it's going to be 3-0 as well.
Okay.
And if we're both wrong and they score more goals, then I don't think anyone can be complaining. But I think we just want a win at the end of the day. Get a win. Get this group off the flyer. Not fryer. I'm trying not to say that now. It's in my head. Yeah, I think we're all just excited for this game to kick off, and really let's get the European adventure started in the best possible way.
420 some are saying 2-0. Mickey Porter, take the lead from my book. Come on, the leather belts, the fuzzy felts, the Marjorie Proops. There you go. Come on, Celtic, indeed. And James Meisen saying, I think it will be 3-0. And Ian Roy saying, very bold prediction, lads. There you go. Hey, Ross Murphy saying 8-0. Let's go top of the league. There you go. But listen, guys, I shall let Ryan boost and get up and get those videos on the socials. Tom Dow saying 3-1. Hey, as long as Celtic win and the 3 points are in the bag, then that's what we want. Get us off to a flyer, Ryan. There, I got it right that time, didn't I? I got it right. Thank you very much. And Kyle Rattigan saying out of the frying pan into the fryer. 4-0. There we go. I see what he did there as well. Nice one. Right, young man, you get yourself along to Paradise and enjoy. Guys, wherever you're watching it, it's always result dependent. Enjoy. Let's hope Celtic can create a wee bit of history tonight and get that first elusive win in their first ever Champions League group stroke Champions League phase fixture. Just get a win, says John Boyle. I'm with you on that, John. There it is. Enjoy it, lads, says 0250, and any kind of win will do, says the 1969 Reaper man. So, yep, indeed. Guys, have a good one. We'll reconvene once the work's done. It'll be some point after 11 o'clock, won't it, Ryan? I believe.
Yeah, it'll be later on. But enjoy the game, everybody. We appreciate everybody coming on. Hopefully you can join us after the game, about an hour or so after full time. And we'll be there to dissect everything with everybody else.
And if we have to go beyond midnight because the result's gone our way, we will. Don't you worry about that.
Running on adrenaline if that's the case. Yeah.
Indeed. Ryan, have a good one. Enjoy. Take care, troops, and we shall see you at some point later on tonight. Here's hoping for a Celtic win.
Enjoy, guys. See you later.